I heart you. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to say that with a straight face. Then again, who said I was straight? Oh well, let's get started. Well, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so this week I thought, well, we'll make a heart block. Now let's take a look at our fabric requirements to make this block. Not bad. This week it's spinach, tomato, 80% dark chocolate, a little bit of peanut butter, and almond milk. It's palatable. Doesn't actually taste too bad. So let's take a look at the fabric requirements to make our heart block. So to make this block, what you will need is 3 prints or 3 5-inch squares of a print, 1 5-inch square of a background, and I'm just using this white again. Then 4 1.5-inch squares of that same background print. Now, to start off, we're going to take our 5-inch background and one of the prints or 5-inch print squares, and we're going to be making a half square triangle out of this. So let's get to that. So I'm going to start by first of all taking our background print or background fabric, and I'm going to draw a line diagonally from corner to corner, like how we always do. There we go. And we're going to sew 1/4 inch away on both sides of that diagonal line. So let's get that done. Right sides together. Flip it around and zip it down back the other way. So here we have it all sewn. Now I'm going to cut right on that diagonal line. And we shall cut it. Now, with each of these triangles, we're going to trim it down to 4.5 inches. So let's get that done. So this is a 4.5-inch square ruler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this diagonal line right on the seam that I just sewn. I'm going to try my best to actually get it centered, just like magic. I'm going to trim this off. I'm going to trim here, trim here. Then I can trim this. Oh, missed a spot there. And trim that off. And just like that, we have a nice 4.5-inch half square triangle. And I'm just going to finger press the seams to the darker fabric for now. Second one, we'll do the same thing. Again, lining up that 45-degree line here from the ruler, putting that right on the seam line. Then I can trim here, trim that off, trim the top, trim the side. Just like that, we have a nice, beautiful half square triangle that should measure 4.5 inches. And again, we're just going to finger press this to the darker fabric. So we have our 2 half square triangles. Now let's get the other blocks all made. Now with these other two print squares, we're going to trim them down to 4.5 inches. Then with each of these 1.5 inch background squares, we're going to put them in the corner. We're going to sew diagonally and we're going to snowball the corners basically. So let's get started with that. Again, using my 4.5 inch ruler, I'm going to just trim off 1/2 inch here. And one more. So we'll trim these down to 4.5 inches. Then on each of the corners, or each of the top two corners, I'm going to place a white 1.5 inch background square here and here. And we're going to sew from this corner to that corner, then from that corner to that corner. So let's get to snowballing these corners. That just didn't sound right. You know what I mean. Now on these, they're so small that I don't necessarily have to draw the line. I can kind of eyeball where it is. And I'm also using my my seam line here, using that center line. I'll make sure that I start with the needle right on the corner here. And I'm looking, or I'm watching this bottom corner here, just making sure that it stays right in line with this center seam here. Now, if you don't have one of these seam guides, you could very well just draw the line again diagonally from this corner to that corner, and just sew right on the line. You could also just eyeball it. Again, it is very small. I'll cut that. And we'll put the next one on. So again, this time we're going to go from this corner down to here. Last corner. So on both of these print squares, we snowballed the upper two corners. We're just going to trim away 1/4 inch from that seam. Since these are so small, they're a little stubborn. They don't want to stay pressed down. So I'm going to take this to the iron, press out these blocks, and we'll get this block sewn. You know, Valentine's Day is just not my favorite holiday. Actually, personally, I really don't even consider it to be a holiday. I mean, it's just a celebration between two lovebirds. Well, maybe I know a lot of people do call it a holiday, or they do consider it to be a holiday. It's just not something special for me. Maybe that's because I've been single for way too long. But you know, it's really strange that here in Southern California, or more specifically here in Los Angeles, whenever Valentine's Day rolls around, after work, everybody's trying to rush home so that they can get to that special dinner, and there is a heavy amount of traffic for some reason. LA is always has traffic anyway, but yeah, there's a bit more of an urgency on Valentine's Day to get home right after work. So, I mean, it's nice that people that care about each other, you know, would do something very special for each other. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. In fact, that's what the world needs a little bit more of right now. It's just people to just care about each other. Wouldn't you agree? What's your plans for Valentine's Day? Or what is your partner or significant other planning for Valentine's Day? Put a comment down below. Let me know what you guys have planned. So here's the layout of the block where we have our two half square triangles here at the bottom and the squares with the snowball corners. That's the top half, and we'll just sew this together like a giant 4-patch. So let's put this block together. All gone. Yeah, that must have been good. Okay, back to sewing. So let's get this block all nicely pressed and let's call it a block. And here is our heart block. I think I'm gonna call this the I Heart You block. Yeah. The block finishes at about 8.5 inches, of course, give or take your 1/4 inch seam allowance. And it's fairly simple to make, and it's not, we're not using very difficult techniques here, so give it a try. It's just a bunch of half square triangles and a bunch of snowballed corners. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed making the I Heart You block. Now, don't forget that we do have a giveaway going on and the deadline is fast approaching. In order to participate in the giveaway, you must be part of the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group. So if you're interested and you want to sign up at the last minute, the link is down below in the description. And for those of you that want to participate in the One Step Forward for the month of February 2022, you also have to be part of the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group. And I'll be announcing what the giveaway is for that campaign. Well, that's it for now. Now go out and create something. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications on when I upload the next video. Put a comment down below saying what you liked or maybe even what you didn't like. And join the Facebook discussion group at Treasure Heart Creations. You can post pictures of the blocks that you created or just scroll through and gather inspiration from other Treasure Heart Creation Group members. And from time to time, there are giveaways exclusively for Treasure Heart Creation Group members. So use the link in the description box below to sign up. If you're on Instagram, post pictures of the blocks that you're working on using the hashtag THC5252. Well, that's it for now. Now go out and create something.